What's going on, YouTube? Cookie Man here. So it's early morning. We're probably about 3:45 in the morning, and we've got to do a pickup today in the tanker. So what I want to do is a walk around to show you what you'd be doing for the pre-trip on the tanker. Now, before we start, I want to say that I have already done the pre-trip, and everything's okay on it. It wasn't possible for me to be able to hold the hammer, the phone, and the flashlight at the same time, so I've already done that. I'm just going to show you the process of what you would be doing when you do the pre-trip and what to look for, but just so you know, I have done the pre-trip, so if I'm not thumping the tires and stuff like that, it's because I've already done it, and this is just a walk around to show you what is involved in the actual pre-trip. Alright, let's jump out and see what we got. Alright, first and foremost, you're going to look and make sure your glad hands are connected here. And your power is connected. Everything looks good to me. Look underneath. No gap there between the fifth wheel and the trailer. Everything looks good. Handle's pushed in. Even if it looks like it's pushed in on winter days, you want to just get that a slight push just to make sure everything's connected and it is actually locked. Now, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but up underneath, right where your fifth wheel is connected to your plate, you've got your pin hanging down. You want to make sure that pin is behind your locking pin, the jaw there, and make sure that it's not too high there so that the trailer doesn't come loose here. Make our way down. Landing gears are up where they should be. All our lights and everything are working so far. Up underneath here, this is a lift axle, so this little thing here, the little knob there, is basically just to make sure it's the air dump, but that needs to be pressed in to make sure you're actually able to raise and lift these lift axles while you're driving. This box here is also, it's got your controls in it for your lift axles, so you want to make sure that that's all good and it's in the right position. So lift axle, like I said, is up. Hubs are good. Your oil's good there. That's where you can check your hub oil. You can go up underneath, check your airbag suspension, but this one is collapsed only because the axles are up. Each axle will have your drain line. So you're going to pull that, drain it every day. Make sure you don't have any water in that air line. Flashes are working. This is your compartment that's going to hold your hoses. Just make sure the seal's on, lock's on. We don't want anything coming out while we're driving on the road. Again, hub oil, lugs, make sure everything is good and tight. Here's your cable to bleed your air line right there on that axle. Come to the next one. Hub oil, lugs, bleed line. Last axle, lugs, hub oil, round back. We've got all our lights working. Seals on the back here. Lock is on. That lock's on. Lock's on. It's locked. That lock's on. We're on the side. Lugs. Oil. Now, let's go up underneath. You're going to be checking basically your suspension for the back. Make sure that your airbags are inflated in the back on both sides. And while we're here, we're going to check this one here and the one on that side. And you're also going to be looking at your brake chambers too. Make sure everything is good on those. Next wheel. Hubs and oil. Up underneath, your suspension bags and your brake chambers. Make sure everything's good, looking fine. Next wheel, lug nut. This is your odometer for your trailer. So this is what you're going to be putting into your either your electronic log or your log book for your odometer for the trailer. Locked, and we got our seal on there. Last axle, all our lugs are good, and the oil's good. Make sure your ladder there is connected properly. Get to the beginning here. We've got lights. Look down the end. We've also got the light flashing there. All right, we're going to jump back in the cab real quick. All right, so the last thing you want to check is your lift axle to make sure it's actually going up and down. They have mine connected right there. The light's on, which basically means that the lift axle's up. When I do that down, I'm just going to check my mirrors and make sure that the lift axle is going down. And click it again to make sure it actually comes back up. You want to make sure that goes up and down, because if it does get in the locked down position and you're not able to get it up, turning is going to be very, very hard on the trailer and on yourself. All right, we're going to head out, get this taken care of, and get back. Like always, drive safe and take care.